I've said it before, I'll say it 1,000 more times. The first 10% and the last 10% are not only the hardest, but they take the longest. For whatever reason, the first 10% just because to get going and get the momentum going, whatever. And then the last 10%, it's just because it's such small, tedious work. I've definitely put myself in a slight predicament. Not a big deal. It is what it is. I pretty much have to get this van done in 4 days. So, you guys are going to come along for that journey. Realistically, do I think I'm going to get it done in 4 days? No, I don't think I will. But I'm going to try like the dickens to get it done. What needs to be done? Well, here is the van in the current state. And like I said, everything is not going to be done. But I want it to appear to be done because I'm headed to Tiny Fest. And obviously this video is coming out after Tiny Fest. But as you can see here, I've got the galley built, I've got the countertop in, I've got the fridge, I got the fridge area built, I have my bed pretty much done. I've got an epoxy table that is poured. I've got the closet slash, power area, power station. I've got rough wiring done. I've got storage underneath said bed and a heater location. And I have all my controls up there as well. So what else needs to be done? Things that I know that I'm not going to get done is the heater. The heater, I have to drop the gas tank. I got to tap it. I'm actually going to pay someone to do that because I don't feel comfortable doing that myself. It's more mechanical based and I'm just not comfortable with that. The heater install will happen at the same time as the gas tank, so I'm not putting in the heater right now. The heater also needs to have the bed be removed, or at least this section of the bed be removed. Not a big deal, but that's a day in itself. I'm not wasting a day doing all that. And on this current trip, I don't need the heater installed. No big deal. I've got fabric. It's not in here, but I need to wrap this wall full of fabric. Really, it's just detail work. Put on some trim. I need to do some painting. I need to wrap the fabric. The big things that I still need to do is the rest of this galley. I need to build 1, 2, 3 drawers. This is a cabinet storage area. So 3 drawers, 4, 5, 6 drawers in total. Finishing that isn't going to be a big deal. I can just run it through a planer, which I'm going to do. And I got to wrap that with fabric. Upper shelf is done, but I need to fill in those holes. You can see the holes that are right there. Got to fill those in with some putty, and then I got to sand it down, and then I got to paint it. Crap, I just realized that I wanted to paint today, and that's probably not going to happen. Finish all the wiring. So I got to run rough wiring on this side of the van, which is the passenger side. I've run all the rough wiring on this side, and I got to do my window treatments. Window trim and window shades that are all going in. The things that I don't think I'm going to get done: heater, swivel seat. I don't think I'm going to get that done, but I could try to get it done, or I could even bring it with me on the trip and see if I can do it on the road. Don't know if I want to do that either, but we'll see. I'm going to try really hard to get all of the drawers and cabinets in, but that is a lot of work. That's probably 2 days worth of work. Like I said, I only have 4 days to do this, so all the trim, painting, and wrapping of fabric, that's 2 days in itself as well. So that's 2 days plus 2 days, that's my 4 days. So I'm cutting it really close. I also know that I am not going to have my Roam Rest bedding done yet, or my Roam Rest cushion. I special ordered a custom Roam Rest, and you guys will see that eventually when it is done. Hopefully they get it done before I leave, but I was my fault. I waited to the last minute, the 11th hour, to put an order in for that, and they have a 2, 3, 4 week lead time, and I asked for it in like 10 days, which is just ridiculous. So why would I do that to them? What's really cool is that the bottom piece right here is going to be one cushion with that cutout right there, which is nice. And then this section back here goes out, and that will be, it can make like into an L, because the back rests are going to be in 2 separate sections, and they're going to fill in the rest of the bed when it goes extended out, which is really nice. Why we split up the back cushions, because I can make an L seat in here, and it's just convenient. It's really nice. So I think that'll be like Glacier's side. While like I can sit on this couch or bed or whatever and get work done. Okay, I just thought of something as I was sitting right here. So we're gonna see if I do it this way. So this obviously is going to be the tabletop for the Lagoon table mount. Lagoon table mounts, they're very popular in the van life world. They're actually from the marine industry, the boating world. We've adapted them into the van life RV world. It was gonna go pretty much right where I'm sitting right now, right down here, and I was gonna mount it right to the side. However, there's a little area right there. Now, I was going to have the door open up right here to access this. But what if I made a piece that sticks out right here to go, or like, because with the mount on there, yeah, I might actually do that. Because if I get that piece to come out just enough to miss the lagoon mount, and then I can put in the hinges on that side, yeah, I might have to do that. That's actually pretty damn cool. Reason I would do that is because of what I'm sitting on right now, and I can show you, is because what I just did, I can now swing my legs freely while I'm sitting on this portion of the couch. If there was a lagoon mount here, you have to go in and around. Now this is like stupid little silly stuff, but it makes a big difference. So you'd have to go in and around to sit down or sit over here. Is it a big deal? I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to figure that out. You know when like you're sitting at like a restaurant and they don't have like ways to like just like slide in and out of like a booth or something like that? That would be kind of like the feeling here. So I have to come up with that, or I have to come up with that decision of whether I'm going to do that or not in the next couple of days. I got my trusty notepad. I'm going to take down some measurements and we're going to get to work. Here we go. All right, I'm doing what I got to do to get it as done or as close as possible to being done. I'm actually working in my parking garage that I live at, and I'm just doing a lot of detail work. And then tomorrow I'm going to do some stuff. You can see here, I started doing fabric and foam. So that entire wall, you can see right there, it's going to be fabric. I got some other places that are going to be also wrapped in that fabric. I actually did a little bit where the fridge area is going to be fabric. This wall is going to be fabric. And now, luckily that I have power, obviously the lights are on. You guys saw it earlier in the video. I turned the inverter on, and I have my trusty vacuum cleaner plugged in, and it's hooked up to my orbital sander. Now check this. There's a tool out there that I adore. It's called Festool. And they make probably the best orbital sander that is with a vacuum attachment. But seeing how you have to like pretty much sell a kidney to freaking, afford one of those, I just can't do that. So I went the cheapo depot version. It's all good. It happens. And this works actually just fine. Little dust collector vacuum for my orbital sanders. It's perfect. It's great. It works great. I'm about to leave to head over to Tiny Fest, and I just realized, well, I'm about to leave Makerspace to go back to my house, pack up, and then head over to Tiny Fest. But I just realized that I didn't turn the camera on the last couple days because I've been just trying to get as much done as possible. Show anything back here, so let's see what we got going on. So I started the floors, but I'm not happy with laying it starting. You got to start in like a certain direction, and I don't like starting from back there, so I'm actually going to start in this corner and work my way back, and I'm going to do that. I just was like, I don't have enough time to do all this, so yeah, we're gonna let that be for now. Roam rest, you know, they normally need like a 2 to 3 week lead time. I tried to give them a 10-day lead time, and that was just not enough time. I think I mentioned that already. So their mattress isn't here, which is okay, because I actually got a hotel for the Tiny Fest stay, and I'm only going to be staying in this on the drive down, the drive back up. That's because I'm taking Glacier with me, and I don't want her running around while I'm trying to work and get stuff done. So it's just easier this way. Just trust me. I've been doing shows for 8 years. Trust me. I painted a lot of the trim black. I think it'll look better once everything is in, like once this pillar is done, because I have a outlet and a USB port that's going to go in there. I started doing fabric, the fabric walls. I need to there's a lot of just like, this is the part where a lot of this tedious work just takes a ton of time. Trim work and getting things right and sanding and going in and out of the van a million times. I've said it before, I'll say it 1,000 more times, and the first 10% and the last 10% are not only the hardest, but they take the longest. For whatever reason, the first 10% just because to get going and get the momentum going, whatever. And then the last 10%, it's just because it's such small, tedious work. You actually might see that I put blinds in, so I had to do the window trims. You can see it there. I was going to add like a piece, and I still might do this. I was going to add a piece right here, but for right now, I got magnets kind of on the bottom of these, which are it actually worked out. So when it's like in like camp mode, or I want to just have them up, I can do that. And then when I want to just, I'm going to drive with the magnet down to see how the magnets hold. I got a sign. A friend of mine made that. I paid her for it, but she did a laser engraving. No drop. Oh, table. Table's done. Epoxy table. Now, I haven't poured epoxy in a while, so I'm still like getting back into the groove of that, so bear with me on that. I think I mentioned in this video I was gonna probably put it down there and have it there, but I think I like it here. I think I'm gonna test it out here for the weekend and see how I like it. I put this up here as well. I think you guys saw like a time lapse of that. I'll turn the power on so you guys can all see. I gotta recharge. I don't have to recharge it. 83%. We can maybe charge that on the road. I do have a DC to DC charger that I have not hooked up, and I'm not about to take it to the show with me, but it would be kind of nice. Let's see if I can just turn the lights on here. I did add a switch here, which has been really nice because I can now dim. Yeehaw. So now it's all dim, and my camera's going crazy because there it is. This whole wall is got fabric on it, and I didn't know if I was gonna like the vibe, if I was gonna like, but it softens up the space quite a bit. I love the texture. I love the feel of it. I love the look of it. It's kind of like my first time fabricing. Definitely a lot to learn there. I don't know. I don't know if I did that. I don't think I did great at all, actually. I think I did a piss poor job, but I'm going to, when I do sell this, you know, eventually, I don't know when, but I am going to price accordingly because, you know, this is not pro level. I'm gonna call it what it is. But I like that I'm trying new things. I'm trying different things. I mean, this is made as a camper. That's exactly what I designed for it to do. It's supposed to go out, be a daily driver and a camper, or just like sit in your driveway and be a camper when you want it. Maybe get away from your significant other for the night and just sleep out in the driveway. I don't know. This thing has been just freaking awesome. I can do a video on it, but like I hooked up the DC power, which is obviously mostly everything in here, but I also hooked up the inverter power. I've got one outlet right down here. I have another outlet that's going to be right there. And that's all you really need in this little space. Yeah, it works. I mean, it works like a charm, actually. And I was running a vacuum on this thing, so it can definitely handle it. Yeah, I gotta go to the grocery store, grab some stuff, and then hit the road tomorrow morning. I do have all this storage underneath me too. Oh, so before I end this part of the video, check this out. I obviously went and got some color samples. I'm thinking a gray. I'm gonna do a matte finish. This is all the different types of finishes that you could do. So you could do, you know, flat, a matte, eggshell, it's satin, and then you semi-gloss and high gloss. I mean, I would go matte, which is just above flat, and I like the matte finish a little bit better, but I'm thinking, in the lighting, it's actually different. Interesting, because what did I pick before? I think not antique tin, no. I think pencil point was the one I wanted. You can kind of see better in the light, but I'm thinking pencil point for like the gray cabinetry, and it's gonna be a dark. I want a dark, it's gonna be one, you know, it's gonna be seamless. Not seamless, it's gonna be seams, but like it's all gonna be one plane. You're not gonna see like whatever. You'll see it when I get there. Everything else is in here is gonna be pretty much natural. I got the cedar that's natural. The butcher block's gonna be natural once I put a coat of protection on that. You know, this actually is walnut, but it came out more, it came out like a very light walnut, which is fine. For me, I was thinking black accents or, you know, black trim with a soft tone, you know, textured wall. You can see it here. Man, I got so much trim I got to do. So there's going to be like a trim piece back here. I got to finish this cedar off. I mean, there's a small little strip that I got to throw in all the way across down here. I got to do the doors still. You know, the sides of the doors. Do I do that in a fabric wrap, or do I put that in cedar? Like, do I try and get a little more of a cabin-esque feel in here? So that is like another possibility. I do like the idea of putting, like, to match this cedar ceiling up against the doors, back doors and side door. Lot to do, lot to think about, and then color choice will be the last thing. What really ties it all together is gonna be and this is gonna be weird, the flooring and Rome rest mattress. That really is when you start to see it take shape. That Rome rest mattress comes in, you're like, it completely changes the space. It makes it so nice. I don't know. Comment below. Tell me what you guys think. I don't know. I'm always open to options. All right, I gotta hit the road.